Welcome back. A building collapse in Uganda has left at least one person dead, and there's a high chance that there are quite a number of people trapped under the rubble. Now we have details of this unfortunate incident in this next report.
Just last night, a 6-story building under construction collapsed in Uganda's capital, Kampala, leaving at least one person dead. 7 people have so far been taken out of the rubble. The injured were also rushed to hospitals around Kampala. Unfortunately, an unknown number of people are believed to still be trapped underneath the rubble. Some of those trapped have even made phone calls to their family members and friends.
It had happened today. I've become so sympathetic because people are building just within 2 months, flats just go up. They are ever building night and day.
The rescue operation is still going on, and local police will look into the cause of the collapse after rescue operations come to an end.
The rescue operation is still going on. I cannot say what caused this, because that is the work of the technical people who are going to do the investigation, who are going to carry out thorough investigation. But as we speak now, we have begun the operation, which might take us days.
For now, it is still unclear what caused the collapse, but the basement of the partially finished building is being taken up by restaurants, shops and other businesses.
Let's get more about this incident. Joining us from Kampala is renowned journalist Joshua Poro. Thank you for joining us on the program. What's the latest that you can tell us?
You're welcome.
What's the latest you can tell us about the rescue operations?
Well, the rescue operators are still, of course, doing their best to rescue different tenants who were in the building at the time it did collapse. Now, it's, of course, said about over 50 people were in the building at the time it collapsed. And yesterday and today, a combination of yesterday and today, 3 dead bodies were pulled out of the building. It seems the death toll is not as high as very anticipated, which is really good that so many people have been injured. Most people who have been taken out of the building have broken limbs, and of course they're suffering trauma. But emergency and the rescue services are at the site. We have also the Uganda police is working together with the Red Cross Society to do first aid and ensure that those who are trapped in the building can get the first aid that they do need. But there are so many people who are still trapped under the rubble. Now, as moving equipment were brought, caterpillars and builders were brought to try and excavate the site of the collapsed building. But there was fear that actually it might collapse the building more and kill those who are trapped inside. So that means the rescuers have to do it slowly and by hand to avoid collapsing the already collapsed building on those who are trapped inside the building.
Well, I can see very distraught people there. I'm sure they, like many others, would like to know what caused the collapse. What can you tell us about this?
Okay, I would like to note that this building has actually been under construction, but it has been under construction for a very long time. Being a storage building, the construction started about 6-7 years ago, so it has been in an incomplete state for a very long time, over 6-7 years now. But if you realize, some of the people who are trapped inside this building, they're actually moving their property to a different building because water had entered the foundation of the building. The building had grown so old, and they had complained to the lawyer, to the owner of the home, that the building has grown old now and it's about to collapse. And as the building collapsed, they were actually discussing when the building is going to collapse. That was very unfortunate. Now the thing is, the building had stayed there for a very long time. It was very untaken care of. And I think there was also a problem with the engineering, because I believe that no building can just have water entering its foundation if it is not due to poor engineering, which I think is the major cause at this time. So the entire building is down, has been in that capacity, a very poor actually state for a very long time.
Right. Has there been any investigation launched into this incident? do you think?
Well, previously we had so many incidents in Uganda of buildings collapsing, but by an act of parliament, a body was instituted called the Kampala Capital City Authority, which oversees the betterment and, of course, every building. We have the technical wing and we have the political wing. These people oversee the running of the city. So they decided to demolish every building that was not up to standard, every building that did not meet the required engineering standards to be built. But those were destroyed. Buildings that were put in wetlands were as well destroyed. Most of these things were actually destroyed. I do not know how these ones it actually KCCA, but unfortunately it remained a service, and now the accident has occurred and this has happened. But it has been a very long time, I think, coming to about 6 to 7 years when we have not had a collapsed building in town. Today in the morning, the Kampala Capital City Authority Director was around to try and ascertain what actually was the cause of the building to collapse.
Right, thank you. Joshua Poro speaking to us from Kampala on the building collapse incident. Moving on now, the United Nations Children's Fund says Boko Haram child suicide bombings have surged 11-fold in West Africa over the last year. The regional spokesman of UNICEF, Laurent Davier, says suicide bombings have surged with children as young as 8, mostly girls, detonating bombs in schools and markets. This tactic by the sect has basically turned the children against their own communities. According to UNICEF, there were 44 child suicide bombings in West Africa last year alone. That's up from 4 in 2014, mostly in Cameroon and in Nigeria. Well, still to come on Network Africa. The process for the selection of a new United Nations Secretary General begins. Details in a moment.